This is another one of my favorites that I like to do to warm up so that you can get the most out of your breath work. So a lot of times, because of a lack of movement, lack of rotation, lack of lateral flexion throughout our day, we tend to have really stagnant, restricted rib cages. So and that does not lend itself well to having a nice, easy diaphragmatic breath. So it's great to warm up your rib cage with your Coregous ball before you do your breath work. So it is going to look different for everyone because everyone has restrictions in different areas. So essentially you have to tap into where you feel your tightest, and it never looks pretty. So you're going to start with your ball. Mine right now is pretty full, but you can always deflate it, and it can be a third of the way deflated. It doesn't have to be super full. The less full it is, the less intense. But usually I like to start on the side, right on the side of my rib cage. Another important thing to remember is that your rib cage is all the way up to here. That first rib is almost like a choker around your neck. So you want to get all the way up into the armpit and all the way up onto the sternum, because the rib cage is high. I think people think of the rib cage and they think on the sides here, but it's the entire thorax area up high. So we'll start lying down, and I like to just kind of relax over that to start and kind of get used to it. And I like to do reaching forward so that we get some rotation, which we sometimes lack, and then reaching back and letting it come across my sternum. That is where all the ribs attach at. So you're gonna reach through. And remember, your ribs attach onto your spine, so you have to make sure you get the ball to the midline, because your ribs make that full circle around. So rolling back and forth. Again, it doesn't look super pretty. Make sure you get along the collarbone. You can rock back and forth along the collarbone. Another good thing about doing in that area is that you have a lot of lymph structures along the sternum and the collarbone. So it's good also to help free that area up. Coming on to the armpit, you can roll back and forth. If you have shoulder issues, the armpit might be sore because your rotator cuff muscles play a big role in how our armpit functions and feels. Then I bring it down lower, and I'm going to bring it across that front lower part. Rocking back and forth, making sure to get all the way to the underside, getting those lower ribs. So that's heading almost towards the lower back. If your neck starts bothering you, you can support your head. And if you have a really restricted and stiff rib cage, this is going to be intense, and it could be sore the next day. But that just means that you should probably be doing it because you do have those issues. We're going to try the other side. So you're going to lie on your side, kind of relax there, and then you can twist. So bring the ball towards the spine. Bring it back, let it come onto the sternum, and again. So same idea, making sure to also, I'm not going to put it on this side because I have the microphone, but you're going to get along the collarbone here, rolling it back and forth. You can even let it lie down on your sternum with the ball, and you're going to roll it down the sternum and back up to get that, because remember the ribs attach all the way down to the bottom there. And then you're going to make sure you get lower as well. So you're going to rock to the front and then rock all the way back to that midline, to the spine. So that is your warm up for the rib cage if you were lying down. You can also do the same thing but on the wall. So if you are super sensitive, or if lying down on the ground makes you dizzy, I do have lots of patients that have issues with dizziness, bad knees, vertigo, those kind of things that restrict their ability to get on the ground. You can also do it on the wall. And it would look very similar. You would just use your ball on the wall. So you just bring it to a empty wall, lean on it just like we were leaning on it on the ground, and you're gonna roll to the center and roll back to the chest. Roll to the center, making sure to get the armpit. You can bring it over the chest. Make sure you get the sternum. You're just gonna lean on it. You can roll it up and down, side to side, and make sure to get both sides. So very easy to do, very easy to modify, so that literally any patient that I have from 95 to 5 can do this exercise. So if you have any questions, let me know.